Welcome back to the channel, everybody. Appreciate you jumping on. On today's episode, we are going to hear from Jake Claver about why a $10 XRP price is just the start and why it can go much higher. In addition, we'll get some great technical analysis from XRP Crypto and hear some updates on the SEC Ripple case as well. First, let's take a look at pricing. Bitcoin sitting at 95,524, Ethereum sitting at 2,810, XRP sitting at 254, and Solana down to number 6 spot sitting at 167.35. So not a ton of movement again in the crypto market. Things just consolidating really. So expect things to take off here in the next, I would say, 3 or 4 months at the most, but you just never know with the crypto market. So let's dive into some news. First, coming in, excuse me, from XRP Crypto, some technical analysis here, and we'll take you through this. He says the channel is telling a story. General rule of thumb in technical analysis, it's essential to ignore the noise and focus on what the chart is actually showing. Think of charts like an ECG. A doctor doesn't rely on your explanations. They read the signals directly. The same applies to price charts. He says, what's happening with XRP? XRP has broken out of the white channel and consolidating above it. This is extremely bullish signal, often leading to strong momentum, especially on monthly time frame. He says the chart below presents two possible approaches. Approach number one, white channel measured move based on the breakout. The measured move suggests $7.50 or higher. Approach number two, he says 2017 wave 3 repetition. If XRP mirrors 2017 wave 3, which was the most powerful move, it could rally 2,300%. Yes, you heard that correctly. 2,300% upon closing above the white channel. This would put XRP in the range of $44. Wow, that would be huge. My take, XRP is bigger than most realize. Many OGs have explained the XRPL and XRP, but let's simplify it. If you had a race car and have an option to install a more powerful engine, what would stop you from using its full potential? The traditional financial system has been outdated for decades. Increasing the velocity of money will stimulate the economy, and XRP is designed to accelerate this shift. And he says, together we rise. So great stuff there from XRP Crypto on his technical analysis there. So good stuff. Appreciate that. Coming in from Smoke Dog, he's here. He says, check out this video and these 3 documents for a respectful rebuttal to the claim that ISO 20022 has nothing to do with XRP. Spoiler, XRP is closely tied to ISO 20022. All documented and straightforward. So let's take a listen to this video that he has here.
If I care. In today's payment world, the standards are really different around the world. So if you're using the SWIFT system or TIPS in Europe or Fed in US, you follow a different protocol. In addition, the data that you can transfer, the richness of that data is really limited. So what you get is a bunch of closed networks that don't speak to each other and unstructured data that's opaque. So there's a lot of manual intervention and ultimately a really poor payment experience. With ISO 20022, these problems will be solved. So ISO 20022 is a global standard for financial information exchange. This enables interoperability between different systems, straight through processing of payments, and rich data transfer. And it'll also foster competition because it's open and flexible. At Ripple, we've been aligned with ISO 20022 from day one. We've always recognized that this is the direction of payments and it'll be better for everyone. And we were really a first mover on that front. We've also joined the standard body to help contribute to how payments will shape in the future. Going back to your point around security, Ripple's also really committed to the highest standards in safety, privacy, and security. And a testament to this is that we have our SOC 2 certification. For those not very familiar with SOC 2, SOC 2 reports give really valuable information about an organization's security capabilities, so each of their customers and users can have confidence in that service, which means that anyone using Ripple's solution knows that we adhere to the most modern security and privacy standards. And in line with that, we've also received our SOC 2 Type 2 report. So not only do we have the policies and processes in place around various criteria related to security, availability, and the integrity of the system, but also that we've been doing so consistently for a period of time.
So great stuff there from Paige Sultani from Ripple. Smoke Dog goes on to share here just some cryptocurrency meets ISO standards. And it talks about interoperability and which cryptos, are going to make the most sense. And of course, Ripple and XRP are mentioned. It says instant settlements by using their token, which of course Ripple is one to watch as this new global system rolls out. And then finally, it says now Ripple's move into ISO 20022 is not just a sales pitch. It is concerted effort to thrust their token XRP to the forefront of international finance. One of the key points of Ripple's blockchain is on-demand liquidity, ODL, which you hear a lot of. And then they provide a token whereby they can achieve nearly instant settlements by using their token. Ripple is one to watch. Again, they're repeated. So great stuff there from Smoke Dog, as always. Moving on to Mr. Mann, he's talking about the Bybit issue and MoonPay Trump coin liquidity meltdowns. He says both the Bybit and MoonPay situations show how XRP provides instant liquidity when needed. Bybit was struggling with withdrawals and had to take loans. At the same time, 40 million XRP was quickly sent to the exchange, possibly to help with liquidity. This proves XRP can move large amounts of money instantly. In the MoonPay case, people could buy the Trump coin instantly using XRP, skipping slow banking processes. Both examples show how XRP's real-world use as a fast and reliable way to move money, making it valuable for exchanges, businesses, and payments. Look at the bigger picture with what's taking place. So great stuff there. Great find by Mr. Mann. He does an awesome job. Always on point. He comes back here and says, I can foresee this case ending sooner rather than later. And he's talking about the SEC versus Ripple case. With the SWIFT update taking place today, there's clearly instability in the markets. Trump's strengthening American leadership provides 30 days for policy changes, Canada steering down tariffs and a trade war, and now a virus to potentially create supply chain havoc. Watch how fast digital currencies will be needed after some real pain. And he shows this article here from Smoke Dog, actually, saying, might SEC reshuffling have ripple effect? So they're shifting away from the crypto enforcement. They withdrew their appeal versus Coinbase already. So that case is going to be ending next week officially. And it goes on to say here, strengthen expectations that the SEC could shift its focus away from non-fraud cases. So the SEC may withdraw its appeal in the Ripple case. Has not happened yet, but it may happen. Many believe it will. And we're starting to see other cases get dismissed already. Let's go down here to Mr. Jake Claver. He says, people who think $10 is the highest XRP can go are overlooking the larger story. Jake believes, and many others believe, it can go much higher. He says every game-changing technology was once considered overpriced by traditional standards. The real potential lies in short-term price goals, but in the fundamental change it brings to global financial infrastructure. Take a step back. When you limit your view, you limit your opportunities. While others argue over modest price targets, smart investors are looking at the entire financial system that XRP is poised to transform. The question isn't how high will XRP go? The real question is what happens when digital assets revolutionize the entire financial system. In a market driven by innovation and adoption, traditional price models rarely reflect true potential. Think beyond conventional boundaries. The future rarely fits into conservative predictions. How right he is. I mean, none of us thought. Again, look at Elon and Tesla. How he's got self-driving cars coming up, self-driving Uber type vehicles. Technology just it's going to happen, and these changes are going to be here faster than we realize. Smoke Dog says here, Federal Reserve officially embraces BFT, cementing XRP, XLM, and HBAR's role in secure payments. The Federal Reserve has officially acknowledged the efficiency and scalability of Byzantine fault-tolerant BFT consensus models in a research paper discussing a secure payment system model. This is significant endorsement as BFT models specifically provide the highest level of security and scalability for distributed networks. XRP, XLM, and HBAR all utilize BFT variations as confirmed by the documents below. The Federal Reserve's research reveals that this model is superior to other consensus mechanisms like proof of work or proof of stake, making it the most viable choice for high-speed, secure financial transactions. This recognition is crucial because not all cryptocurrencies use BFT tolerance, yet the Federal Reserve has specifically studied and validated its advantages. Given that XRP, XLM, and HBAR are also ISO 20022 compliant, aligning them with international financial messaging standards, it makes perfect sense for the largest central bank to integrate with the most scalable, secure, and compliant digital assets. This research serves as a direct confirmation that these assets are positioned as the top choices for future Federal Reserve payment services. Smoke Dog went deep on that one, ladies and gentlemen. He does such a great job. Eleanor Tourette comes in here and says, at Ripple, at Cherry Impress 21 notes, it's more procedurally complex than the Coinbase because they already have an order from Judge Torres as the district level to pay the $125 million penalty. This is Eleanor Tourette just saying that, just because the Coinbase case got thrown out doesn't mean the Ripple case will, or doesn't mean it'll happen like next week. It may take some more time because it's a little more complex, is basically what she's saying. So be patient as far as the SEC Ripple case goes. Let's jump in here to a video from Chad Steingraber, Bitwise's Matt Hougan, on the real demand that is waiting for the XRP ETF. So we have an XRP ETF that has been filed by many institutions. And Matt Hougan believes there's going to be very big demand for XRP. Let's take a listen.
Okay, one more thing before we go. We saw earlier this week that the SEC formally acknowledged Bitwise's application for spot XRP ETF. Now, I know you can't talk about the specific application, but I'm wondering if you can talk about what you've heard in terms of demand for an XRP ETF in particular. Obviously, there was less demand for an ETH ETF than a Bitcoin one, but there is increasing adoption. So what's the scope look like for an XRP fund?
Yeah, I would say two things on that front, without talking about the Bitwise filing specifically, as you mentioned. One, I think there's substantial demand for an XRP ETF. XRP has had a sustained community for an extremely long period of time. It's an asset that trades significantly on centralized exchanges. I think people would love to find a way to hold it in a simple, low cost, easy to use ETP structure. And I will say the second piece is the SEC is much more receptive to discussions under the new administration than they were in the past. In the previous administration, the door would simply be shut. There was no way to discuss things like staking or in-kind or maybe new assets. I think, and I can tell you that has completely changed. They're much more open to dialogue. So I'm optimistic we're going to see, XRP ETFs, Solana ETFs. I think the killer app in this space will actually be an index-based ETF. I think a lot of people want to just make a generalized bet on crypto, and I'm hopeful we get that at the end of this year as well. So count me as optimistic.
There you go. If Matt Hougan is optimistic, I'm definitely optimistic. This gentleman is very bright, knows the ETF world inside and out. So great to hear from him. And finally here, Chad Steingraber says if there was a sign as to which blockchain payment system the European Central Bank has been working with, Ripple, the leading enterprise blockchain, XRP. So the Digital Euro Association partners with Ripple. This is huge. Again, you hear it on my channel all the time. The connections with Ripple are just never ending, really. So more to come. Appreciate you jumping on. Do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button. It certainly helps the channel, and we will see you on the flip side.